Welcome back. The big Bihar battle, the numbers of the India Today Cicero poll predicting a photo finish, or as someone has told me on Twitter, Britannia 50-50 is what we are saying in our poll. Slight edge to the Narendra Modi-led NDA over the Nitish Kumar-led alliance. 111-127 to the BJP alliance, 110-124 to the JDU, 4-10. Now, there is one battle within the battle, which is who should be the Chief Minister of Bihar. Now, what Dhananjay and Cicero survey is saying as follows: 32% said Nitish Kumar, 26% said Sushil Modi, and 13% said Lalu Prasad, 7% said Maji. 32% said Nitish Kumar, 26% said Sushil Modi, 13% Lalu, Maji 7%. And the interesting thing is Sushil Modi, who's emerged from about 10 or 11% when we started off this to now 26%. So that is an interesting change that has taken place. GVL Narasimha Rao, is he your man for the moment? You don't have Narendra Modi, so you might as well have the other Modi.
Rajdeep, I think that's a call that the party will have to take. That's a parliamentary board, and the legislature party of the newly elected MLAs will decide that. Sushil Modi certainly is the most prominent leader in Bihar, but that's a decision that the party will take, and I can't second guess what the party is going to decide.
Okay, Ashok Malik, you know, this whole issue of Modi for PM.
Just add.
Yes, GVL.
Yeah, you see, in a state election, and particularly in a state like Bihar, I think you have traveled across Bihar. I have been to many parts of Bihar. I think election can change from one constituency to the other. So it is not the chief ministerial candidate who will actually sway the electorate. That certainly is an important, possibly one factor. But every MLA candidate also becomes an important factor, and performance of every MLA is also under test, not just the government's performance. So I think these are complicated, complex web of factors that really go into voting decisions.
I just want to come to you, Ashok, on this factor of a chief ministerial candidate. We saw in Delhi, a lot of people said Modi for PM, Kejriwal for CM. Yeah. Do you believe that is to some extent true of Bihar, and therefore maybe the BJP could have even put up Sushil Modi and given themselves a face to take on Nitish? If there's one advantage that we see that the Mahagathbandhan had over, it has a face who's credible.
Frankly, while Sushil Modi was a very good deputy chief minister, may well become a good chief minister, I don't know. A Sushil Modi versus Nitish battle would have been won by Nitish. He is the bigger name. He is the bigger vote catcher.
No. So that you think that was the reason? You don't agree, Veer? No, hold on, Veer, and then yes.
I don't think it was ever going to be Nitish versus Sushil Modi. It was going to be Nitish versus Narendra Modi and Sushil Modi. Right. Two Modis are always better than one. They would have done much better. Also, what seems to be emerging from people who've been on the campaign trail is that Nitish's essential decency, his mild-mannered nature, seems to have won out over the shock and awe rhetoric of Modi and Shah. Sushil Modi, at least behaving badly in the last phase, is also pretty much a modest, moderate leader without much drama. It would have actually worked to their advantage if they had him as a sort of second in command to Narendra Modi rather than Amit Shah and everyone else.
The other factor is what we need to accept is that the BJP in Bihar is an intensely factionalized party.
Exactly.
And if Sushil Modi had been made the chief ministerial candidate, a lot of other regional satraps in the BJP.
Giriraj Singh would have asked him to go to Pakistan. But that's another, only as an aside. Only as an aside. Yes, Ajit, yes.
One of the problems of projecting Sushil Modi, I think, Rajdeep, was that Sushil Modi was the deputy CM and the finance minister. So any anti-incumbency would not favor Sushil Modi, because for 8.5 years, you know, he was the incumbent.
There's an interesting word which is being used, which is decency. It's a word that I've heard with both Sushil Modi and with Nitish Kumar. Right. You know, and on the other hand, you have Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi attracts these large crowds. Everyone I would meet, the youngsters going there, say they want to see Narendra Modi. Do you believe that there is a charisma which is there also associated with the word decency, that maybe Nitish Kumar, because if the Gathbandhan is doing better now than they did in 2014, it's because of arithmetic, but also because of Nitish Kumar's persona. Do you think Dipankar, there is something to that maybe an understated, low-profile campaign sometimes also works?
Well, not too understated, not too low-profile, but adequately so, and followed by hard work, which Nitish obviously did. If you're far too low-profile, let's say Manmohan Singh, it will not work at all. There has to be some semblance of standing up and being gutsy.
No, because you
And
don't
I
have
think
two more, in public perception, you had Narendra Modi out there
see,
talking of the DNA of Bihar, talking
what
of beef ban.
Yeah, see what had happened, I mean, this is something we discussed earlier. Modi switched sides very in midway.
From development to much more a polarized campaign.
He gave into caste, he gave into religion, did things that one normally expects the BJP to do, but not Modi to do. I mean, Modi did it. It was disappointing, at least for many people. Yeah. But in the case of Nitish Kumar, the fact that he's decent, etc., only worked because he has a track record.
You know, that's interesting. Ajay, Alok, what our survey is showing of the JDU joining us, the survey is essentially showing at the moment photo finish, but slight advantage to the BJP-led alliance. Now, this may be going against all the other exit polls at the moment, but are you nervous now as a result of this? Is there a sense of nervousness that maybe there isn't any Nitish wave of the kind that you had hoped?
Rajdeep, I am not at all nervous because first of all, personally, if you take me, I don't believe in survey, but I don't refute them either. So it's every survey is showing different results. Some are putting us ahead, some are putting us behind. But one thing in every survey is again very common. Even those surveys which are showing that we are behind, one thing is very common. If you look at the Chief Minister candidate as a first choice, Nitish Kumar remains high. So I don't understand when the CM candidate Nitish Kumar rates very high, how can we go down behind? That was our biggest strength in going this election.
But the gap has reduced. The gap has reduced between Nitish and Sushil Modi as the campaign has gone on.
But still the lead is there, so there is nothing to worry about. And as far as you see the course of the election, the whole discourse of the election started from Yaduvanshi by Prime Minister and ended up on cow by BJP yesterday in television ads. So what you guys are talking about development of the Prime Minister and everything, that all took a backstage. He never spoke of development. Rather, he went on with beef, then Arakshan, then Mohan Bhagwat.
Let's settle this issue once and for all.
All these jingos kept on backfiring on BJP.
Let's settle this issue once and for all. Let's settle this issue once and for all. Was this campaign about development or was this eventually an attempt to polarize on caste lines and community lines? Lalu Prasad spoke of a caste war and the Prime Minister spoke of reservations for Muslims, and he also, Amit Shah spoke about crackers being burst in Pakistan, and then of course there was the cow slaughter. What was this campaign, GBL? Very quick response to that. Was this about development or was this about polarization?
No, we are development and development. All through the campaign, our focus was on development. But certainly, when the opposition, when our main challengers, they try to comment or mislead the statements about reservation. So, and they talk about beef. Look at every single statement that you term controversial. All of this was stated either by Lalu Prasad Yadav or by Nitish Kumar. We only responded to them where
they said
Nitish Kumar never made any
our primary focus remained development.
No, the point is that this election was supposed to be about Vikas. This election was supposed to be about Vikas. What happened to the Vikas rhetoric? Ajay Kumar, was this election about Vikas or was this election about caste conflict, backward versus forward as Lalu attempted? And was this to some extent about Hindu versus Muslim as the BJP attempted?
You know, Rajdeep, just to focus, there has never been in the history of Indian elections where the Prime Minister has campaigned in a way which goes fundamentally against everything what the Constitution stands for. In fact, the advertisements which were banned by the Election Commission, if you pick out the banned advertisement, those are words which the Prime Minister used on caste lines in Nalanda and Ara and on communal lines in Buxar. So here we have a Prime Minister who has spent all his time, 26, 30 odd days there, never visited. So I think the issue is the country is seeing. And the Bharatiya Janata Party's auto mode is come back to the politics of polarization.
Can I just get Ashok Malik on that? Ashok, just a minute. Was there a reset button in your view, Ashok? That was
no, but
just a minute. Let's not have too many conflicting voices, sir.
Violence in Jharkhand, Rajdeep, in the past election campaign.
No, Ashok, was a reset button pressed by the BJP halfway through this campaign after those first two rounds that Manisha spoke about, where there was a sense that maybe we are losing this election, let's go for what is our strength, let's try and polarize the electorate, we need to get Yadavs on our side, we need to break the EBCs, let's appeal to their sense of Hindu identity.
You know, you asked whether this election was about caste development or the religious issue. I think it was about all three, as all elections are. we had 5 very different regions, at least 3 different regions divided into 5 segments. The last phase, today's phase, frankly saw a preponderance of religious issues. I'm not denying that, because of the demographic mix. I don't think that was as true for the first 2 phases, for instance.
So you think somewhere it was about demographics. When they saw the demographics in areas where there were large Muslim population, the BJP decided that we are going to play the Hindu card.
To be fair, let's not just blame only the BJP. Maybe Lalu also decided.
Lalu decided to play the caste card. The BJP, quick 30 seconds.
The first 2 rounds also were the rounds when the tickets had just been distributed. Those were the times then the BJP was hesitant in pushing Sushil Modi towards the latter half, and it gave a lot of respect to the factionalism within the party. But later, Sushil Modi took firm control.
Was there a moment when the BJP decided reset button? We are not this
exactly.
Did they press the reset button towards polarization?
Well, Sushil Modi also was pushed to the forefront only as an afterthought. So first few hesitant steps, then afterthought comes the full throttle, and it came with polarizing buttons.
Okay. It came with polarizing buttons. I know GVL Narasimha Rao, you want to respond to that in a moment with all the big numbers once again. But one of the factors, and this has come from a local stringer in the last phase in Simanchal, remember this is where we've done an exit poll, is that there could be a counter polarization. That while there has been a strong religious polarization in support of Nitish, Lalu and the Congress, there could be a counter-polarization in an area with a large Muslim population. Now, has that changed? Has this election changed in round 3, 4 and 5 is really one of the big questions that we are trying to find an answer to. Ajit Jha, is there a possibility from your experience? Is a counter-polarization possible?
I think in Simanchal area, I would argue it is possible. In Simanchal area, also in the past elections, if you look at, there has been what we would call a counter-polarization, given the fact that in many of these constituencies, the mainstream population, the Hindus are actually a minority. So,
Surjit, you are disagreeing with this philosophy that there is more than one election in Bihar. What we are saying is that Bihar has voted, different parts of Bihar have voted differently. You don't accept that.
Let me give you an analogy from my experience of the study of the Indian economy for the last 30 years or so. That constant refrain, India is unique, India the incomparable. Somehow or the other, the same red blood doesn't flow in the Indian veins that flows in everywhere else. And I think, I'm afraid my criticism for this is exactly the same. Look, my major criticism...
You don't think life changes once you cross the Ganga?
The reason for this major criticism is this, technology. Okay? As I'm sure all of you went to Bihar, everybody's got a mobile phone. The point is communication is very rapid. So the old assumptions that we had about rural, urban, this, that, are gone.
Ashok, you want to make a point?
People do not think differently.
So therefore you believe elections are landslides. You don't believe there are split verdicts.
What I'm saying is, they are not 5 elections.
There are not 5 or 3 elections. Yes, Ashok.
Surjit's helicopter view is fine. It's right. I broadly agree with it. The point is, if that is true, how do you explain that in May 2014, the BJP under Modi sweeps North India, sweeps Bihar, and does very badly in Kosi and Simanchal, which went to polls today. Right. So there are different issues, different demographics in different regions, and parties have to approach them differently.
Okay, parties are, I have my 2 politicians who will leave me shortly, so I'm going to ask them very, very quickly. Give me a number. GVL Narasimha Rao, you were once a cephalogist, as I will remind you, your number. And I will record this and play it again on Sunday. So give that number now.
Yeah, Rajdeep, I haven't I don't do polls for my party. So polls done by the party and also
what's your number?
Internal assessments and the grassroots feedback gives us, I mentioned that number to you. The party is confident of getting 150 plus seats for the alliance.
Okay, 150
so
plus. Ajay Alok,
above that is certainly a bonus.
Okay, Ajay Alok, your number.
Actually, I thought that BJP had a target of 185. Now they are claiming 150. So the result is very clear for them.
What's your target?
Our number goes.
No, not claiming.
Lalu Yadav has already said today. Lalu Yadav has already said 190, and I expect to go fit further.
190.
Let's wait for 8.
Wow.
We'll see the result.
The Indian cricket team today was all out for 201, and it claims to be the best batting lineup in the world.
Rajdeep, don't forget that with the same Nitish Kumar we crossed 200 mark also.
That was Nitish Kumar in a very different time with the BJP on one side. Ajay Kumar put a figure quickly. I have only 10 seconds.
This is also a different time. This is also a different time, but with Nitish Kumar.
Ajay Kumar put a figure.
I have told you, Rajdeep.
Ajay Kumar, your figure.
Rajdeep, Mr. Nitish Kumar. Look, Rajdeep, with all seriousness, Nitish ji will be sworn in as the third chief minister for the third term as the chief minister of Bihar. That I'm 100% sure. I told you that. I mean, the ground factors say somewhere between 130, 140.
Okay, 130, 140. All these numbers. My producer is recording all of this.
The third term.
All of this will be played out once again on Sunday, and that's what we are going to do. All of us in the studio also will be put on the line. Let's come back with a tiny break to try and understand from Cicero exactly why has this election in Bihar been like no other that the country has seen when it comes to exit polls. Someone predicting 155 for one party, someone predicting 155 for the other party.